Hi, my love. Welcome to your weekly forecast for the week of February 9th to the 16th, 2025. The highlight of the week is the full moon in Leo, which sends this burst of open-hearted fire energy through the week. The full moon forms a square to Uranus, which highlights the theme of innovation, change, and breakthrough that comes alongside it. Apart from that, though, currently, all of the planets are either in detriment or fall. And so generally, energy is still pretty low this week, but this full moon in Leo might even make up for it, helping to spark up some meaningful, positive, heart-centered action that really moves us forward this week. Let's get into the highlights of the week. On Monday, Mercury in Aquarius forms a square to Uranus in Taurus, and we start the week with this pattern interrupt. If we're able to remain open to new perspectives on Monday, we could discover some new loopholes or solutions or see new ways forward that we didn't see before. This is just a really nice aspect for ingenuity and fresh perspectives. Now, the moon is almost totally full on Monday, and so there can be no mistaking what we are feeling as we come into the week. Emotions can be high, and so this square between Mercury and Uranus can be a little agitating, like it's not the most supportive energy for grounding conversations, but it is excellent for letting energy move through us if it feels like it needs to. Monday is great for getting clarity on how we're truly feeling, whether that's through free writing, for example, or talking out loud or sharing from the heart. We could see things in a helpful new way on Monday. Now on Wednesday at 8:53 a.m. ET, we have our full moon in Leo. Now a full moon in fixed fire sign Leo puts the spotlight on our desires for our creative expression and how we want to be seen, recognized, and celebrated as the unique individual that we are. Leo is the sign that rules confidence and courage. And so a full moon here could bring a high point for gumption and maybe this boost of energy for getting out of our own way and just doing something that maybe we've been working up the guts to do. Maybe in terms of like sharing our art or showing up in a vulnerable way in a partnership. Now the Sun and Mercury are in Aquarius opposing the moon in Leo. And so we're finding balance between Leo and Aquarius themes. The Leo and Aquarius axis is the axis of selfhood and leadership versus community, or our role as the main character of our life versus our role as a partner, community builder, or friend, and our desire to be accepted by the people around us. So this full moon in Leo can spotlight this conflict or bring some peak tension between our desire to be an individual and also our desire to be accepted by others. So on Wednesday, we can maybe finally let go of something that helps to restore that balance. So we could release something, whether that's like a worry about how we are being perceived or a fear around like asking for support in some way. This full moon can just help us to open up our heart and be a little more honest with ourselves and maybe the people around us. Now on Friday at 7:06 a.m. ET, Mercury enters Pisces, where it will be until March 3rd. So Mercury in Pisces is deeply sensitive, empathetic, and psychic. It doesn't just register the truth as it's spoken, it feels the truth. It picks up on all of the energy in a space. So during this transit, we want to make a point to protect our psychic boundaries because we could soak up everything wherever we go if we are sensitive beings. Mercury will leave Pisces on March 3rd, but it will later make its way back into Pisces in its retrograde. So Mercury will turn retrograde in Aries on March 15th, and it will make its way back into Pisces by March 29th, and it will turn direct in Pisces on April 7th. So starting on Friday, we have quite a long stretch of Mercury in Pisces ahead of us. So we really want to start to be mindful of, how we start to feel and what boundaries we really want to be mindful of moving forward. So next week, the sun enters Pisces, we move into Pisces season, and Mars finally turns direct, and we are moving forward from that point on. All planets are going to be directs after next week. So let's pull some cards for this week ahead and see what tarot guidance needs to come up for us the week of February 9th to the 16th, 2025. Let's see what needs to come through for this week. So we have death, rebirth, the Magician, and the Two of Wands. And on the root of the deck, we have the Three of Wands. This week, we are making emotional alchemy. We are feeling feelings fully and completely, courageously, honestly, and we are like using them. We are letting them become whatever they want to become. We are letting them have their way with us. Death. Something's already died. Something is already gone. The skin is already off. We shed it. And it's like, now we're just ready to like kick off the final attachments of it here. And the Magician shows us just stepping into our power, getting this new lease on life, rediscovering our agency, rediscovering our like power. Big, powerful energies coming through this week, and becoming able to see like a clear view of the future. It feels like this week is just like a clear ending and a clear new beginning. A door closes and we discover that we are over something. We've already let something go, whether that's like some dead energetic weight or just like a vibe or a mood or a headspace that we were in, or like some specific like chapter of our life. It feels like it's over this week, and we can let it go, and we can arrive at what feels like a new doorway of some kind, or like a just precipice of a new beginning. And we're looking out to the next horizon and seeing like, okay, this is the next thing that I'm going to be focused on. This is it. And it feels like there's no confusion this week. It feels like there's a very clear like divide between the dark night and the bright day, the next day that's dawning here. The Magician. So much power. We're really finding our power again this week. We're finding our footing. So if you've been having a time, like if you've been feeling in the Three of Swords energy, or like just in like a winter kind of gloomy moment, or feeling like Mars retrograde is really getting to you, or just not feeling in your new year vibe yet, that's going to change this week. Be ready for it to change this week. Be open to being pleasantly surprised by how you can wake up feeling, how you can, just feel on any given day, and what can happen on any given day. It's like, we don't need to work so hard. I feel like this week, it just feels like we're arriving at some new doorway, and we can start to see things in a new way, which then connects us to an even deeper like sense of our agency and intentionality. Like, we're not leaking any energy. We're not vague. We're not wishy-washy. It's like, this is what I'm doing. If there's something that you've been maybe trying to get clarity on for a long time, I feel like that could change this week. Things change this week. It feels like maybe the first half of the week we gotta make some space for our feelings. It's like Three of Swords is like, you have to go there, feel completely what you are feeling. Go to the worst case scenario in your mind and like let it out. Just let it out. Bring it on. And then like, I don't know, it's like that process can actually work. You know, sometimes it feels like nothing's working and there's like no amount of self-care, or like all of the tools in the toolbox don't work, and it's just like, God, what do I need to do? It feels like with the Magician coming in here and the Two of Wands this week, it's like, if you felt like that, then this week has another thing coming for you. And it might even be like, oh, you realize why you were going through that tough time, or you can see maybe like the clarity looking back on the past, and the fog can clear, and you can discover like, oh, that was what that chapter of my life was about, and I'm not there anymore. It's like perspective. And the Magician, just beautiful restoration of power. We love to see it. And the last card here that we have is the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. Keep it really simple this week. Like, think about just the core essentials of your life right now. Like, what is the core essential part of your self-care? What do you know for sure that you need to do on like a minimum level to feel your best? What is the bare, like, minimum? Not in a bad way, but in just a way that's like, this is the one essential thing that means the most in my relationship, in my job, in my creative life. The one thing that really means everything. Keep it really simple and like get down to just the essential truth. This week, I feel like the Nine of Pentacles is just this energy of just sheer, I know who I am. I know what works. I have built so much in my life and of myself, and I know my values. And I am so in my integrity. And my integrity is the one thing that I attribute my success to. So like, yeah, just thinking about who you are at the very end of the day. What do you want? And what do you need to do to get that? Keep it really simple in your thinking. And I think that could move us forward this week. New day's dawning. Right, my love? Thank you for listening to your weekly forecast. I will talk to you next week.